Ladies and gentlemen, good evening tonight. I want to have an honest heart-to-heart conversation not about growing older, but about growing through life after 60. You see, there's something that many people don't often say out loud, but almost everyone over a certain age begins to feel deep into the life changes profoundly, not just in the way our bodies respond when we get out of bed or how we suddenly find ourselves triple checking whether we've taken our vitamins. No, the real shift is deeper than that. It's in how the world around us starts to move a little faster. While we find ourselves slowing down, routines shift, energy dips, familiar faces begin to move further apart. Children grow up and get busy with lives of their own. Friends move away or sometimes move on. Even within families, where once there were daily calls, warm visits, and noisy dinners, there can now be long silences filled only by memory and longing. It's not always anyone's fault. Life pulls everyone in different directions. But the quiet truth is, the support we always thought would be right there, our family, our safety net, doesn't always show up in the way we expected. And for some, it may not show up at all. That can feel lonely, even a little scary. But here's where I want you to pause and lean in for something truly powerful. Support doesn't always have to come from family. In fact, the older we get, the more we realize something quietly revolutionary. There are other sources of support, often unexpected, often overlooked, that can be even stronger than blood ties. Yes, it's true, stronger than family, not because they replace it, but because they expand it. They fill the emotional, physical, and spiritual gaps that even family can't always reach. And that's what I'm here to share with you tonight. The 6 essential pillars of support after 66 powerful sources of strength that can hold you, carry you, empower you, and help you not just live longer, but live fuller. These are the foundations that help you wake up with purpose, that give you people to laugh with, lean on, and grow with, that remind you you're not alone. You're still needed, you're still valuable, and you're still very much alive in every sense of the word. So let's begin. Let's uncover these 6 pillars not just as concepts, but as lifelines. Because no matter where you are in your journey, it's never too late to build the life you deserve. Are you ready? Let's explore the first pillar. The first, and perhaps most empowering pillar of support after 60 is a purposeful community. This is not just about being around people. It's about being part of something where you are seen, valued, and actively involved. As we grow older, the roles that once defined you as parent, employee, provider begin to shift or fall away. In that space, a deep longing for relevance can emerge. That's where community steps in, offering a renewed sense of identity and belonging. A purposeful community might be a local book club, a senior fitness class, a church group, or a volunteer organization. It's any group that gathers not just to pass time, but to connect with meaning. In such circles, every contribution matters. You're not just another person in a room. You're a thread in the fabric. This connection is often more consistent and dependable than even family, who may be geographically distant or emotionally unavailable. Unlike casual social gatherings, purposeful communities revolve around shared goals, interests, or values, creating a strong foundation for trust and mutual respect. There's comfort in familiar faces, in inside jokes, in the small rituals that form when people show up regularly. When you miss a meeting, someone calls. When you look discouraged, someone notices. It creates a rhythm of accountability that doesn't feel like pressure, it feels like care. What makes this kind of support stronger than family is that it's chosen, nurtured, and sustained by mutual effort. It's not based on obligation, but on connection. At this stage in life, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up because they genuinely want to own it, because they have deeply healing. In a world that often overlooks the elderly, a purposeful community reminds you that you are still an active part of life, not an afterthought. The second essential pillar of support after 60 is having reliable healthcare relationships. At this stage in life, your body starts speaking louder than ever before. Small aches turn into warning signs, and regular checkups become part of your new routine. But more important than just seeing a doctor is building a relationship with healthcare providers who truly understand you, not just your symptoms, but your story. A reliable doctor, nurse, therapist, or even pharmacist can become one of the most stabilizing presences in your life. These professionals are not just there to prescribe medications or manage appointments. They are there to listen, to track your progress, and to advocate for your well-being over time. The right healthcare team learns your medical history, your habits, your preferences, and even your fears. They become familiar with the details that make all the difference in how your health is managed. Unlike family members who may panic, brush things off, or be too emotionally invested, healthcare professionals offer a balanced, expert perspective. Their support is consistent, grounded in training, and rooted in compassion. They're not just trying to keep you alive, they're helping you live well. When you feel heard and respected in a medical setting, it boosts your confidence, reduces anxiety, and helps you take a more active role in your own care. That sense of partnership can often provide more comfort and stability than relatives who may not know how to support you physically or emotionally. These relationships bring a sense of safety that is crucial when your body and mind are going through unpredictable changes. Having someone who knows what to look for, what to say, and when to act is not just a convenience, it's a lifeline. In many ways, the trust you build with your healthcare providers becomes a stronger, more dependable support than even those closest by blood. The third pillar of support after 60 is friendship built on shared history or common interests. These friendships have a unique power because they're formed not out of duty or expectation, but out of genuine connection. Whether it's someone who walked with you through the earlier chapters of your life or someone you met recently through a hobby, these bonds can be deeper and more nourishing than some family relationships. Shared history brings comfort. When a friend knows where you've come from, the life you've lived, and the moments that shaped you, there's no need to constantly explain yourself. A single glance or a familiar story can bring warmth, laughter, or understanding that cuts through loneliness in an instant. These friendships act like mirrors, reflecting back the fullness of your identity, especially when the world around you starts to see only your age. On the other hand, friendships based on shared interests like gardening, painting, reading, or travel give you fresh purpose. They open new doors at a time when many feel life is narrowing. These are the people who meet you where you are now, not out of memory but out of mutual joy in the present. In both cases, these friendships are chosen, nurtured with care, and often more emotionally available than family who may be too busy, too far, or simply disconnected. Friends who walk beside you by choice, who remember your birthdays, who sit with you in silence or laugh with you over old jokes, can offer a form of love that is both enduring and energizing. The fourth pillar of support after 60 is financial and legal security, an area often overlooked until it becomes urgent. As we age, peace of mind doesn't come just from who surrounds us, but also from how prepared we are for the realities of this stage of life. Having a trustworthy financial advisor, accountant, or legal professional becomes essential. These are the people who help you protect what you've worked for, plan wisely for the future, and avoid the confusion or vulnerability that can come with complex decisions. In many cases, this support is more reliable than family because it is based on clear, professional responsibility. While loved ones may mean well, they may not have the knowledge, time, or clarity to guide you through important matters like wills, pensions, healthcare directives, or estate planning. A skilled expert, however, can walk you through each step with clarity and patience, ensuring your choices are respected and your assets are safeguarded. This kind of support allows you to live independently and confidently. It prevents misunderstandings, reduces stress, and ensures your wishes are carried out as you intended. Knowing that your finances are stable and your legal matters are in order gives you the freedom to focus on living, not just surviving. It's not about how much money you have, it's about how securely you've set yourself up to use it, share it, and protect it. That kind of thoughtful preparation often provides a stronger foundation than any promise made by even the closest relatives. The fifth pillar of support after 60 is having emotional anchors, people, places, or practices that provide inner stability when life feels uncertain. At this stage, emotions often run deeper than they once did. Memories surface more frequently. Loss becomes more familiar, and time feels both abundant and fleeting. It becomes essential to have something or someone that helps you stay emotionally grounded. This anchor might be a trusted friend who listens without judgment, a spiritual guide who reminds you of your faith, a support group that understands your journey, or even a beloved pet whose quiet presence brings comfort. Emotional anchors don't necessarily solve problems, but they help you carry them. They hold space for your grief, your joy, your questions, and your silence. They remind you that your feelings are valid, that you are still growing, and that vulnerability is not weakness, but wisdom. Family may love you, but they're not always equipped to hold that emotional space. They may be too close to the situation, too busy, or simply uncomfortable facing difficult conversations. That's why chosen emotional anchors can be stronger than family. They offer a type of support that is intentional, empathetic, and consistent. In moments of change, loss, or reflection, these anchors can prevent you from drifting into isolation or despair. They remind you that it's okay to feel deeply, to rest when needed, and to keep your heart open, no matter your age. This emotional strength becomes one of the most powerful forms of support you can have. The sixth and most personal pillar of support after 60 is self-worth and inner strength. As the external world changes and familiar roles fade, what becomes essential is how you see yourself. This is the time to recognize your own value, not based on how productive you are, how many people need you, or how often you're visited, but simply because you exist and you matter. After decades of navigating life's challenges, you carry within you a deep well of wisdom, resilience, and grace. That history is not just a collection of memories. It's evidence of strength. When family support weakens or disappears, your relationship with yourself becomes more important than ever. Cultivating inner strength means learning how to comfort yourself during hard days, how to take pride in small wins, and how to forgive yourself for past regrets. It means waking up each morning knowing that you are enough as you are, even if no one else says it out loud. This pillar is about creating practices that remind you of your worth through journaling, prayer, meditation, affirmations, or simply sitting quietly with yourself. Unlike external support systems, which may shift or break, self-worth is something no one can take away from you. It becomes a quiet but unshakable foundation, one that allows you to walk with dignity, make decisions confidently, and continue to grow. In many ways, your own belief in yourself becomes stronger than any other support, because it's always with you and entirely within your control. Family is a blessing, there's no doubt about that. The love we've shared, the memories we've made, and the connections we've carried for a lifetime are precious. But here's the honest truth that few dare to say out loud. Family is not always there, in the way we expect. And that's okay, because family, as beautiful as it is not your only lifeline. There is a world beyond it full of connection, kindness, and community. There are people who will meet you with open arms, who will stand by you not out of obligation, but out of choice. There are places where your voice still matters, where your presence is still deeply valued, where you are still seen as vibrant and whole. The 6 pillars we explored today: purposeful community, reliable healthcare, relationships, friendships rooted in history or shared passions, financial and legal security, emotional anchors, and your own self-worth are not just concepts. They are real tools, real foundations, real sources of strength. And often, they are far more steady, more consistent, and more uplifting than the support we assumed would always come from those closest to us. So if you're over 60 or even just beginning to think about the years ahead, don't sit back and wait for someone to show up. Don't hope that support will fall into your lap. Go out and build it. Build your circle, nurture your peace, invest in your joy, reclaim your strength, and above all, believe that your life is still rich with meaning, still filled with possibility, and still beautifully your own. You are not fading. You are not forgotten. You are not becoming less. You are evolving into the freest, strongest, and wisest version of yourself, and that journey is just as sacred, just as worthy as any chapter before it. If this message spoke to you, please like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more content that uplifts and empowers you every step of the way, because You deserve a life that's not just long but deeply lived. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care of your pillars and take care of yourself.